Okay, welcome back, Scallywags. This is it. We're all 3 days after the sewage system fun, and this is how it goes. So we're working on getting the engine out because we got to get the transmission off to get rebuilt. We got to get the engine all fully tested, painted, coolers. Get the engine out. One cool thing is One Ocean's got all these bolts and a removable hatch, so it's going to be simple, right? Well, sort of simple. There's a few more decisions that go into this major refit, and that is, as we were trying to remove things down below, and I'll show you that in a few minutes, we were removing this VHF cable for the remote microphone, NEMA 2000 cables and stuff, and they won't fit down through this 1-inch tube. And Volunteer Charlie number 1, says, hey, on my boat, you can get a hold of nav pod and you can get a bigger one of these pedestal guards, and you can get it bent and all sorts of options. So I got it with NavPod, and yeah, sure enough, a lot of decisions to be made right now because we do want to add, it's got a really nice Garmin multifunction display radar, you know, down below. We want one out here, so whoever's navigating it on watch can use it, and our existing 4-inch multifunction displays. And so NavPod is like, well, how big of a display do we want? And so we start making these decisions, and we've opted for a double bend 1.25 inch so it'll go bigger. We also have, oh, let's go down in the shop and look. Misty just told us some treasures showed up. Very cool. While we're up there talking about the pedestal, decisions, more decisions. So today, it's like Christmas in October, week 2, we have sourced, and we got Emtra to give us some special pricing for a project on 8-inch tube. That way we'll cut that giant hole in the bow of the boat. Our manufacturing composite people are going to come over and help. But we got everything we need. We got wiring harnesses, we've got the wireless remote control, and while we're working on those NavPod decisions, we're going to need to mount the wired control, because you always want to have one of those. And then it's a 8-horse, I believe, 12 volt for the boat, dual prop, great big monster motor. So I think there's, working on a tech tip, we might actually read the instructions before we start putting it in the boat, but fun things are happening. This has to be done obviously before we put the boat back in the water. Since they're you'll hear about the mission, but we got a lot of stops to make, and so a little bow thruster will be super nice. So that was perfect timing, because we also are going to add the joystick control for the bow thruster up here and all of this. We took the binnacle off and the compass because we were hoping we could take the chain loose up here. We can't, so we actually had to go in the back in the lazarette and unhook the 2 steering cables. But we're getting close so that we can lift this thing out. Now, in order to lift it out, these 2 cables are problematic because they're home runs. They go all the way back to the VHF radio nav area, and this won't fit down through here. They obviously started here and pulled the cable through the boat. But instead of undoing all the way through the boat, we know what we can do. This, if we chop this off, should fit down through the tube, because we're going to put a bigger tube, 1.25 inch in, thanks to the advice and thanks to the support of NavPod. They're going to send one our way, and we can pull these back up. So that should do it. Because I'm going to grind this way, so hang on. All right, that one's blinking, okay. Here, take it right in close. Just like that. I think that's commitment. We're definitely going to replace this with a double bender or a different one. For the one thing that we said, oh, super easy job. All we got to do is, you know, take this hatch out and we can pull the engine. So I'm guessing within a week we should have the engine ready to come out. We'll just pop this canvas out of the way and get the forklift. So let's go down below and look at the stuff we disconnected. And yeah, we'll just keep sharing these videos. So let's go look down below. Oh, he's coming up with those. Excellent. Down here, we're making really good progress towards getting the engine out. As we mentioned, these cables, steering cables are loose. We've pulled the power wire out. We've started disconnecting. There was a terminal strip running up that was onto this. This is what comes out with the pedestal. So we got throttle and shift cables disconnected. We got the fuel supply and return disconnected. We got the starter cables disconnected. We just have to do the wiring, the engine harness yet. We got the seawater loop to do, and we have the hydraulics controls. So we have fluid controls up there, and they work fine. They need to be flushed. So we need to disconnect these 4 hydraulics, mark them, of course, label them, and then this whole thing will lift out here in a week or so. This insulation is in pretty tough shape, so we're going to be doing some repair. Well, not repair, we're replacing a good chunk of that. But yeah, this engine's coming out. We'll do a full end video about the engine and why it needs the transmission rebuilt for sure. So anyways, that's it for this next update for this week. Lots happening, but within a week or so you should see this engine being pulled out of here, and we'll start reworking some of this older systems because we know better ways to do it. So there you go. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Welcome to the Scallywags, located in the beautiful Pacific Northwest, where Skagit Valley College has been training technicians since 1968. If you are looking for industry certification and the skills to work in maritime, this is the place to visit. Our staff will share so much knowledge and experience, you will not be disappointed. The workforce demand is very high, and all of our graduates are working around the world. If this sounds interesting to you, schedule a tour and come check us out.